8 o'clock having arisen, the Transportation Committee is called to order. Member Knapp, Member Abraham, Member Reeves, myself are present, so we have a quorum. Let's see, any members of the public or county employees here?
We've had no requests this morning.
All right. Number 3, consent agenda, approval of the minutes from August 6, 2024 regular meeting, and recommend approval of bills of totaling $3,744,365.74. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Vice Chair Reeves. Do we have any questions? I just have one brief question, maybe for Administrator Taylor. Where are we at with Show Bus? I know we're in the works of withdrawing, but we're still, this is the money that they've already gotten from the state, right, that we're passing through?
Yes, we are still engaged with IDOT until June of 2025 with the current contract. So that is the status for Show Bus right now. But we have, the board did pass that ordinance to change over in July of 25.
All right. Any other questions? Nope. All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. The opinion of chairs, ayes have it. And the bills are approved and the minutes from the last meeting are approved. Number 4, departmental matters. 4A1, request approval resolution for the August 27, 2024 construction letting. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Member Reeves. Mr. Stokes?
Thanks, Chairman. This is it's going to be a triple concrete box culvert near Bellflower that's going to get constructed here yet this year. The road commissioner wanted to go through with this, and I think the contractor's planning on starting like Monday, September 16th. So this is funded by the 80% is funded from the Township Bridge program that we get every year. There has been some changes to that program that just came effect August 1st, and so I'm not sure how it's going to affect this project, but that's going to be when we use that type of funding, it's going to be 100% funded. So that means that the 10% that usually is from the county and 10% by the township, it'll be completely funded from the Township Bridge program moving forward. Now, I think I'm still working with IDOT, and they're still reviewing things to figure out exactly when that's going to take place. So, but anyway, Stark Excavating is the low bidder on this project, and so they act like they can get it done yet before the end of the year. There's no road work. I mean, there's no hot mix, so it's just going to be gravel for the winter, and then the road commissioner will come back next year and oil and chip with his motor fuel tax program.
Any questions? I've got one, not necessarily on the project, but on the changes. So when it changes over to be 100% funding by the Township Bridge program, that will still come through before the county board, correct? Or will that only be covered now by the townships individually?
It will still come through the county board as well. It's kind of similar to the motor fuel tax, so we got to go through all the steps to appropriate the money and then spend the money accordingly and bid it out as we do on all our other projects.
So on projects like that, just for clarification, we're still doing a lot of the day-to-day work of making sure it gets bidded out properly and all that, or is that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So a lot of times we'll have the consultant, they'll do the plans, but we'll usually take care of the special revisions and take care of the bidding process for the townships and for the particular funds we have.
All right. Anything else, anybody? Nope. All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The request approval of the resolution is approved. 4A2, request approval of construction management services agreement with Midwest Construction Professionals. This is a revision of what we had last time in committee. If we can get it on the floor, that way we can at least hear what the changes have been and talk through what we might do. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Abraham, second. Can I second it? All right. No? All right. Yes. Huh? All right, yep. All right, no second on that. We'll move on to 4A3, request approval of a motor fuel tax resolution for Seminary Street. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Abraham, second by member Knapp. Mr. Stokes?
So this is a project that's ongoing, and I have some pictures here later on for that project. But so we've done a couple different resolutions for this project. The first one was to cover the design aspect of it, which was for $185,000. And then we also did a resolution for $1 million for the construction side of it. But we didn't do a resolution to cover the construction engineering, which is our staff's time out on the project. And so that's what this project, or this resolution is, for $25,000 to cover the engineering for our staff out when the work's going on.
Any questions? Nope. All right, all those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, nay. And the request approval of motor fuel tax resolution for Seminary Street is approved. 4A4, request approval of an engineering services agreement with Chastain and Associates for the Leonard Culvert Bellflower Road District, Section 21-0140-00-BR. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Abraham, second by member Knapp. Mr. Stokes?
So this is a engineering service agreement with Chastain to help us on the day-to-day operations of to oversee the construction of this box culvert this fall. And this is another one where we can use township bridge funds for, where it'll be hopefully be funded 100%. And so the contract will be out, or the engineering will be out there watching the contractor on a daily basis, and then we're going to assist with all the material testing that needs to be done for the concrete or the aggregate or anything like that as we go forward here. So this allows our staff to work on other projects, especially some other county projects, and start working on our design projects for 2025.
Questions? Member Reeves?
Thank you, Chairman. Jerry, what do you think the scope of this project is? You got $98,768 for how long a time?
3 months.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, all those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, nay. Opinion of chairs, I have it. And the request approval of an engineering services agreement with Chastain and Associates is approved. 4A5, request approval of motor fuel tax resolution for Stringtown Road, CH 32, section 22-00057-13-RS. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Abraham, second by member Reeves. Mr. Stokes?
So this is a project we're going to start design work on this fall for 2025, and this will be from Stanford Road up to the road that goes into Covell. And part of this will be a mill and fill resurfacing project, and then the rest of it will be a cold in place recycling project. So the part that we're going to do the cold in place recycling was last resurfaced in 1994, and then in 2004, 2005, we actually went in there and redid all the ditches and everything, but we didn't touch the surface of the road. And so this will take care, get all the entire road back on the the right resurfacing schedule. So it's for $100,000, and it's just going to cover our preliminary engineering, and then the construction, and then what's left over will cover the construction engineering costs. And then once we get into the design and finalize the plans, I'll probably come back with another motor fuel tax that would cover the construction side of the project.
When do you think you would start on that construction? You know?
Probably June of 2025, I'm guessing. Maybe May. We'll probably try to get it out like in February and whenever the weather breaks and the contractors get time to do it.
Just planning my route to and from
Oh.
work, so. Any other questions? Member Reeves?
Thank you, Chairman. So on this, we got $100,000 for the engineering. What kind of length of time do you think this will take to do the engineering? Or is there more to it than just the engineering?
Yeah, there's more to it than just the engineering. So this is covering, so the previous one will cover the construction side of things. This will cover the design. So we have to do all the environmental clearances and the design work to complete the project. I don't think there'll be any right of way, but so that'll take us a couple months, and usually that runs us about 25 to 30,000, and then the rest will be out on the construction side, which is however long the project takes, which I'm guessing will be 2 to 3 months as well on that. So it's going to cover both. I mean, if we have money left over, we can use it for construction. It's just basically what this resolution is doing is allowing us to spend the motor fuel tax money for this project.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? All those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Opinion of chair's ayes have it, and the request approval of the motor fuel tax resolution for Stringtown Road is approved. We'll move on to 4B, items presented for information. I'll turn the floor over to you, Mr. Stokes.
Thank you. So the first project on here is Seminary Street. And so so we opened this project or opened the road up right before school started. And so there's two-way traffic in there. This project should be completely finished this week, maybe some punch list items. They have about a block of sidewalk to pour yet. And then they're going to put the final lift of the hot mix on tomorrow. And then come in hopefully Friday and do the necessary seeding that needs to be done. So I have some pictures here. You can see them. So this is kind of the start of the project, looking to the north. And you can see we got sidewalk on both sides of the road that's fairly completed. This is looking to the south towards the interstate. And so this is the fire station over here on the right side that we kind of had the stage construct. And so here's another picture looking north of the sidewalk and that. Another picture of so you can see the fire station there. This is kind of at Garfield, right in the middle of the project, looking back to the south. So you can see they have some of the sidewalk done and have started putting some of the dirt backfilling behind the sidewalk and the curb. And this is looking down the hill towards Route 150 where we have curb on both sides of the road. And the sidewalk basically stops right here, doesn't go any further down the hill. And then this is at 150 looking up the hill. So, and then this is at 150 at the radius is there for Seminary. And another project or another picture up the hill from 150. So yeah, this like I said should be done this week. It's turned out really good, and we had a lot of coordination issues with utilities and that type of thing. But overall, it's going to be a good project for us and the Village of Downs as well. Any questions?
Nope.
Actually, there's another picture. So the next project is Lexington Leroy Road. I think I showed pictures of that the last time. This is just kind of the final cost that we have here. So this is one that was going to be about $300,000 over. But we did find out since our last meeting that we did receive TARP funds, the Truck Access Route Program funds. And so that amounted to $360,000 that we applied for last year to make the route 80,000 pounds. And so that'll definitely help offset some of the costs for the overrun on this project and that we can use. So we're so we're not going to be using all the motor fuel tax money that we had. We'll be able to use a lot of the $360,000 for this project. So I'm working with IDOT. I may have to bring another resolution back to appropriate that money accordingly, but we're still trying to figure that out with IDOT on that. So once we get the final numbers and I get working on the final documentation that we send to IDOT, we'll know from there what we need to do.
Any questions? Member Abraham?
Could you talk a little bit about what happened here? Ours was $300,000 extra. Could you talk a little bit about what happened to necessitate spending $300,000 extra?
Sure. So the pavement that wasn't consistent out there on the thickness of the pavement. And we took cores beforehand and thought we had enough, but there was probably almost a mile where. So we did a cold in place recycle, and when we were doing that, we were going down. We started going down 5 inches, and we started getting into the subgrade the gravel underneath there. And when we were mixing the emulsion, the oil in there, we didn't have the mix design for that, and it didn't react as well. So we ended up raising the cold in place recycle up to 4 inches, and ran the rest of the way like that and didn't have any problems. But in doing that, we had to go into 4 inches. We had to thicken the hot mix up because we were taking to get the strength that we needed for the 80,000 pound loads. We were taking away from the cold in place recycling, so we had to add like a ½ inch additional hot mix. And so then that's where the majority of the money came from, was the additional hot mix that we had to use. And so that was on the binder lift. So we actually probably doubled our binder quantity for the whole entire project because of needing the extra thickness.
Thank you. Is there anything that you guys are doing that's to mitigate that happening in the future?
Yeah, we're gonna probably just take more cores and make sure that we got the thickness to do what we're called out for. We also milled off an inch of this road prior to doing the CIR, and so we'll have to figure out if that's the right thing to do moving forward as well.
Sweet. Thank you.
We did the Hudson Road, which is the next project. We kind of did the same thing, and we did 5 inches there, and we didn't have any issues at all. So it just kind of something we ran into and we weren't expecting.
Any other questions? Member Knapp?
You mentioned the 80,000 pound load limit. Does that change the class route that it is?
Yeah, so it'll actually get bumped up to a Class 2 truck route, and we'll sign it accordingly.
And is that the entire length of the road?
Yes, for this project, so it goes from Route 9 to 165, and then it was already a Class 2 route from 165 up towards Lexington. So that whole stretch will be a Class 2 truck route now.
Is that a Class 2 truck route through the town of Lexington?
It is, yes.
And then what about the section of the road south of Route 9?
That has not been, well, part of it has when the wind farm was originally done back in 2008. So I think there's maybe like a ½ a mile south of Route 9, but the rest of it going towards Leroy is not 80,000 pounds as of yet.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Nope. Next.
So the next project is Hudson East Road. I think I showed pictures of this last time as well. So this is the final construction costs on this. So this was, $110,000 under, just because, we didn't use all the aggregate shoulder quantity we had in there, and I think we deleted some other things on that, so, so this project's done, it's just the final cost on that project.
Any questions? Nope. Next.
So the next project is the South Downs Road. So this was a road that we were losing the edge of pavement significantly. So we came in and widened it out a little bit and pulverized the whole entire road and laid that back out and then put a couple inches of a gravel on top of the road and then put a new oil and chip surface on that. So they just completed the oil and chip surface on last Friday, and so we have the road open back up, and so it turned out really, really good. We got to put some dirt on the shoulders there, but that was a good project for us. And so still working on the final numbers on that, but that's just another project that we have going.
Any questions? Nope. Next.
And the next project is the Pipeline Road, PJ Keller Highway, going from Ron Smith Highway up to the spillway. And so the contractor started working on that a couple weeks ago. They're working on the curb and gutter at some of the intersection locations. And so they should be pouring concrete there this week on that project.
Any questions? Nope. Thank you.
I do have, so this is some pictures of the Sieg Miller Bridge, which is a township bridge project up around Chenoa in Yates Township. So these pictures were taken last Thursday. They just got done putting the hot mix down, and we opened up the road on Friday. So you can see this was a single barrel box culvert where we put a hot mixer over the top, and so you see the water already going through there and the riprap. So this was 20 and a half foot wide, and I think it was 10 foot tall. So you kind of can see the culvert there. So like I said, this is another one that's township bridge funded, and so we'll just have to see where we land with IDOT. This one, I'm guessing, since it was all done before the August 1st deadline, it's probably going to have to still be the 80-10-10 split. But we'll see what we can get done with that. I forgot to mention, so we get as part of the township bridge program, we get $1.3 million a year out of that program. And so, like this project here was $450,000, and then the one in Bellflower was $600,000. And so these two projects are using most of FY24 money. And then just last week, we received FY25 money, which was another $1.3 million. So right now, before this Bellflower culvert, we're sitting on $2 million, and this money's got to be spent within 4 years of when you get it. And so so trying to keep up on that and on doing these type of projects, moving forward is going to be kind of going to be tough, because we don't necessarily have a lot of bridges that need replaced. Cause I'm guessing we're going to need to replace like 2 a year to keep up with that type of dollar amount. So it's something we're going to have to, be cognizant of moving forward. And so that's kind of one of the reasons using some of the money to pay for the engineering side that helps us out staff wise.
Any questions? Member Knapp?
Question, when we're looking at replacing the bridges, is that on the graded matrix on the lifespan of the bridge? So if this bridge is supposed to last 50 years with current traffic, is it graded for or targeted for an upgrade replacement? And that's how you're selecting which bridges are replaced?
Yes, for the most part. So we do go out. So our staff does go out and inspect the bridges, and depending on the how old the bridge is, it's either every 2 years or every 4 years. So anything over 40 years gets inspected every 2 years, and everything below 40 is every 4. So yeah, so we kind of use that, and there's a lot of different things that are make up those bridge inspections, whether it's the deck or the substructure, the superstructure, and then some of the other things that go into that. So we kind of look at that, and look at the traffic, and that does help determine on the condition of the bridges, and working with the road commissioners on what it used to be when they were when they had a stake in the game of 10%, it was maybe a little bit tougher for them to come up with their matching portion of that. So that's probably going to be a moot point moving forward, but at least so we'll work with them and try to the worst bridges or the ones we feel necessary will get replaced. And so I think right now in the queue I have maybe 2 or 3 that are on the design stages, and so hopefully we can build a couple of those for next year.
So follow up on the consultants, is that so they can identify all the bridges? Or are the consultants looking for something specifically that's going to fail that our inspectors were not aware of?
No, the consultants once we select a project or a bridge to do, we'll work with the road commissioners, and then we'll select a consultant to design the new bridge accordingly that we want replaced. So we're the ones that are identifying problems and are identifying what ones need to be replaced. We don't usually have the consultants. Every once in a while, if we think there's an issue, we might have a consultant come out just to get another set of eyes on it and look at it. But most of the time, we can determine that just based on our inspections and experience.
Thank you.
Anything else from Mr. Stokes?
Nope, that's it.
Next, Administrator Taylor, Departmental Matters, anything?
Thank you, Chair Rogal. I have no items for this committee.
All right. Does anybody else have anything? Nope. All right, then we are adjourned. We will be back here in October. Not September 3rd, but October, sometime in the first week of October at 8 a.m., first Tuesday. All right.